Good morning. This is Scott Fletcher.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you, Norma?
I am very good, sir. We also have Commissioner Feinstein on, so we do have a quorum if you'd like to begin.
Let's do that. Thanks, Norma. I
Welcome.
hereby call to order this meeting of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Today is Wednesday, August 19th, 2026, and the time is 10 a.m. Would those commissioners that are in attendance please identify themselves and state as to whether they are here via telephone or Google Meets or in person?
This is Zara Feinstein. I'm here via Google Meet.
Thank you, Commissioner. Welcome. And I am Scott Fletcher. I am here via telephone. I believe Commissioner Carpio is unable to join us today, so it's a two-man show today. B is our disclosure of conflict of interest. Commissioner Feinstein, anything on our agenda that might be a conflict?
No, I have no conflicts to disclose, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner. I too have no conflicts to disclose on this particular agenda. C is our new business. C1 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 5-228A, B, and E, and 5-229. The 2026 new license application submitted by Mr. Joseph Leyva on behalf of JL Boxing, LLC, for a promoter's license. Mr. Vero, will you speak to this application?
Yes, sir. Right now, I believe I'll defer this to Mr. Estrada. Would that be fine?
Of course. Of course. I wasn't sure if Juan was with us or not. Mr. Estrada, would you speak to this application, please?
Yes, sir, Chair and Commissioner Feinstein. Good morning. Talking on behalf of JL Boxing, JL Boxing has submitted all the required information. Financial reports came back good. I have had the pleasure of working with Mr. Leyva's assistant, I believe. Mr. Leyva has worked here in the past, but they were under Fight Hard Promotions. I believe they have plans for the future. So if someone from the JL Boxing is present, I would defer that to them so they can give you further explanation of their plans moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Is there anyone with JL Boxing that'd like to talk, please?
Yes, there is. Mr. David Galaviz. Go ahead, sir.
Commissioners and Norma and Juan, I appreciate your time. I'm working on behalf of Mr. Leyva. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it this meeting, but yes, we're looking forward to bringing a fight card here soon in October, hopefully, and then getting the new year off with a few more fights.
Terrific. Commissioner Feinstein, questions, thoughts?
Yeah, can you speak to your experience putting on events and fights both in and out of the state of Arizona?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the question. Yeah, we put on the fight at the show back in October, or in April, sorry, at the music festival, and we had 4 fights. All were successful, competitive. That was mine and Mr. Leyva's only fight experience, but I had been working with Iron Boy. Me personally, I've been working with Iron Boy, Gal Soul, Matchroom, Top Rank when they showcase a fight here. I know like all the requirements. Oh, sorry, Norma.
No problem. Just to clarify, that music festival event was the one that we did in April in Glendale.
Great, thank you for that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just the JL Boxing Academy is an impressive thing, and you're doing great things there with younger people, I think. So I'm really glad to see you here considering this. I have no further questions. If there are no further questions, the chair would be open to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, A, B, and E, and 5-229, I move that we approve the 2026 new license application submitted by Mr. Joseph Leyva on behalf of JL Boxing LLC for a promoter's license.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. I'm going to second that motion. We now have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations. We look forward to your upcoming events.
Thank you, Commissioners. We look forward to working with you and showcasing all the talent here in Arizona.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
C2 is pursuant to R19-2-D601N3F. Rough MMA requests a waiver of the paramedic unit requirement for the Rough 70 MMA event on August 29th, 2026. This is an action item and it will require a vote of some sort. So let's chat about it. Mr. Estrada.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. So Rough MMA brought in this request to us due that the fact that I don't have that delegation to approve or disapprove. That's why this action item, or it's placed on the agenda as an action item for the commission to decide on. There were several things that we requested from Rough MMA to supplement, obviously, their requests and get you guys informed on why was it that they needed to request such, make such a request. A lot of the things they provided, the only thing that I would probably recommend that we, if considered, that we recommend is a letter from the hospital that indicates that the hospital has been notified. But with that said, I turn it over. I remain neutral on this and turn it over to you guys for your consideration.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Who all from Rough is with us?
It's myself, Adrian Romo. We have our owner, Joel Lopez, I believe, operations, director of operations, CJ Pittman.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time. Do you guys want to take the floor for a minute and kind of explain what, why, and how?
Sure. Good
Please.
morning, everyone. So basically, there is the requirement that we have a transporting ambulance on site for all boxing and MMA events in Arizona. What we're looking to do is, because of our location here at the theater, the proximity to the nearest responding EMT units, as well as the proximity to the nearest trauma center, being Valley-wise, we're looking to run, and this comes from having issues with companies like AMR and the transporting ambulance services here in the Valley. The demand for them is higher than what they can staff and provide. So what we're running into is AMR is not able to do our events here in certain cases because of larger other events going on in the Valley, needing their services. So after talking to our off-duty PD officers here at the Celebrity Theater, with the commissioner, or with Juan and Norma, the proximity and everything, and the response time, and the ability to have them here within a matter of moments, I believe would give us the same amount of coverage as if we were to have them on site. And we are requesting that we have, typically we'd have 2 EMTs, 1 EMT, 1 Adrian ambulance, or 1, sorry, I lost it.
Sorry. So yeah, I believe is one EMT was requested, and the other was a paramedic.
A paramedic, correct. In addition to the ringside, if not 2 ringside doctors that we would already have at the event. So that, and having a backboard or a stretcher on site so that when the ambulance does arrive, the patient could be immediately put into the ambulance and taken less than a mile to the hospital here, if that situation were to arise.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Thanks, CJ. Appreciate your thoughts. Dr. Feinstein, what are your thoughts?
So just so I understand what happens here if there's a serious injury in the ring, and I would say with MMA events, we probably average one hospital transport per event, or close to it, just in my experience. The paramedic and the EMT who are on site would enter the ring or potentially see the fighter right outside the ring and do whatever stabilization is required, and then we would call 911. Is that the plan? And then again, the transport time to Valleywise or any other trauma center is not really the issue. It's the when you have somebody that's seriously injured, it's the eternity waiting with them in at the event. That's the concern, right? So if the time to getting to Celebrity Theater is really the issue, not getting from Celebrity Theater.
Yep, absolutely. And if I were to pick up the phone and call 911 from the theater, the response time wouldn't be as immediate as me having Phoenix PD, call dispatch immediately and request them here. So we've had multiple experiences with that throughout the years here at the Celebrity Theater. At every concert and event we have here, we have to deal with patrons getting injured or things happening, over intoxication, things like that. Bernie Dalton, who is our long run, he's been here at the theater and with Phoenix PD for over 20 years. And so if we have an issue, off-duty PD immediately radios dispatch, and dispatch immediately sends what's needed, not just sending fire and then we have to sit and wait for an ambulance. If we need transport, they call dispatch for transport.
Chairman, we have a hand raised by Mr. Galaviz and also our Miss Susan Pendergrass, her agent.
Hi, Norm.
Yes. Yeah, let's start with Susan. If you're there, you please have the floor.
Yes, good morning, Chairman. I actually took down my hand. I just wanted to say that pursuant to the rule, we probably needed testimony from the representative from Rough MMA showing that there was adequate alternative medical facilities readily available. That was it. But
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, who else has got a hand raised?
Galaviz had a question.
Oh, yeah. Are you there?
Yes, I was just gonna say I maybe have another solution for Rough MMA. I would hate for them not to have a event due to the ambulance. I may have another company that could possibly be of assistance. I don't know their scheduling. I could pass that information to the representatives.
No, that's great. Yeah, please do if you would. We're trying to sort out the best way to handle this. I don't love the notion of backing away from not that we're backing away from fighter safety, but not having ambulances on site does concern me. Sounds like it concerns Dr. Feinstein as well. Dr.
Chairman?
Feinstein, other thoughts, questions? Yeah.
Chair,
Mr.
we
Barrow.
also have Mr. Estrada's hands up to make a comment as well, sir.
Mr. Estrada, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, just and also for clarity purposes and all those stakeholders who are listening in, this exception only would apply for MMA events and not boxing. Boxing is required by the Muhammad Ali Act. It's required that an ambulance be present. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Estrada. That's helpful. Commissioner Feinstein, what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of concerns on this one. I think, it's one of those things. Yeah, you probably will get away with it, but the one time that you have a serious injury, there's no ambulance there. You're relying on a very unofficial pathway of an off-duty police officer calling a dispatch. This one just doesn't sit well with me. Maybe if we had some real specific plans and communication pathways in place, rather than unofficial, that could guarantee that you would get an ambulance dispatched in appropriate time, maybe I would reconsider. But for me, this is just kind of a slippery slope, and you know, the next thing is going to be, well, it's not a paramedic, it's two EMTs, and on and on and on. And then the next thing is we have a real serious problem. And Rough puts on great events, and I hope we continue to have them. But this is just something I don't feel like we should compromise on.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Mr. Joel Lopez with his hands up. We'll let him speak, sir.
Mr. Lopez, please join us.
Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Dr. Feinstein. Thank you, Norma. I agree, you know, with Dr. Feinstein's perspective on fighter safety, and we've been doing this for over 20 some years now, and we're very confident in our protocols, and we wouldn't be asking for such a waiver if we felt that the fighters were at risk. And having the proximity, I worked at Valleywise around the corner, and I could tell you that that place is humongous, and they have more than enough help, especially if it's literally a couple blocks away from the Celebrity Theater. It would be literally almost a walk there if I could walk the fighter myself, but obviously I can't. And which is why we looked at the language, and I think the last language we looked at from a legal standpoint, and correct me if I'm wrong, it says if it's within a mile, then it's up to the discretion of the commission. I don't know. That was years ago when I was told that. When we did a show at the Tucson Convention Center pre-COVID, and it worked fine. You know, the hospital, the U of A was, you know, less than a mile away, and from, you know, from a promotion standpoint, every penny counts, right? And we look at things that are critical and important to us, and you know, it's not like we're not looking after the fighter safety. We're just putting alternatives in place so that, number one, you know, the fighter safety is always a priority, but also how can we save some money here? You know, these shows are very, very expensive, and every penny counts, and we put a lot of money, and sometimes we lose money. And so, you know, any relief or help in this sense would be, you know, greatly appreciated if it's possible to consider. And if we look at the law says it's okay, then it's about, okay, how do you guys feel about this now? And whether or not you guys want to entertain the notion, and whatever decision you guys make, we're okay with. We just thought we'd give it a chance and for consideration. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. And Rough puts on great events. I agree with Commissioner Feinstein. You guys done great things and continue to do great things. And we want to make sure that you're able to do those things in a way that's profitable to you as well. This was kind of thrown in our laps last minute. I'd like to continue to talk about this as we move forward. I'd like to have 3 commissioners in place too to talk about this stuff, but obviously you can't do that right now. Norma?
Yes, sir. We also have Mr. Adrian Romo that would like to speak, sir.
Okay, Mr. Romo, please.
Thank you so very much. In regards to having an ambulance on site, I agree. I understand all the safety protocols because that's part of what I do. I do the operations, making sure everybody is functioning properly. What we're asking is by the time something happened within the ring, to be stabilized with the AEMT as well as the paramedic as well as the doctors on site. What worries me at times, because we are highly dependent upon that company that we hire. If there is an emergency or there is something that were to happen or their ambulance is unavailable last minute, and it puts us in a bind and everything has already been in place with the fighters, the commission and so forth, I want to make sure that there's also a way to be able not to have to be so highly reliant on that vehicle if that vehicle for whatever reason is unavailable. And which it's happened. We've had to make, unfortunately, a lot of phone calls and try to find other means, but it does put a damper on the event for those who are participating, not only the patrons, but the fighters, as well as the commission and the show. There's so much already invested, and having that, I guess, leaning so heavily on that one aspect to at least have it open in consideration would be great to have at least.
Thank you, Mr. Romo. I understand completely. They make a perfect point. Other thoughts? Norma, anyone else want to talk with us?
Well, and we will definitely provide more structured procedure for you. We'll also, when we do have a third commissioner, we can consider this with all the facts and things in place. I will get the value-wise letter as well. That's not a problem. I think this is something definitely will benefit events here at the Celebrity Theater. I could see it being used in markets like Tucson and those things. But again, these are event by event requests, and this is something that we see being something that may be a need in the future. So we would absolutely like to make this full presentation and not just drop it in your lap.
Understood. No, and I really appreciate your points. I appreciate you all being here. Again, Ruff is the gold standard in town. You guys do a great job. So we have nothing but faith in you guys and want to work side by side with you on this stuff too.
Mr. Chairman, we have Mr.
yes.
Estrada with his hand up.
Mr. Estrada, please.
Apologize for that, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make sure that, you know, this request was made for their August 29th event. So with that said, I think Mr. CJ kind of explained that in this explanation right now, that they will continue to gather information to provide to you so you can make a more educated decision.
Is that to say we are not obligated to vote one way or another right now?
You can probably table this item for a future commission agenda.
Okay, why don't we do that, Juan? It'd be nice to have a full threesome here if we can. Let's table this item and continue to talk about it and try and find a solution to this situation. I understand ambulances are hard to come by and expensive things, but fighter safety is going to be critical here as well. Let's table that item.
I do want to say one thing. It actually is more expensive. We would rather go with the reliable ambulance and EMT. To do the other way is actually more costly.
Okay.
Not by any means.
Understood. Thank you, CJ. Okay, I think C2 is will continue to live on through our next agenda. But we're going to table that right now and move on into D, our information reports. D1 is the division staffing update. Mr. Estrada, will you please talk to us about division staffing?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I do have quite a bit of updates for you guys, but I'll start out with division staffing updates. Just for notification, Mr. Francisco Meneses, our events coordinator, is no longer with the commission. Also, I would like to take the time right now to introduce Mr. Eric Curcio. He's our new boxing MMA regulatory multi-program specialist. And I'll just tell you a little bit about him, and then I'll let him speak a little on his behalf. But Mr. Curcio has served the boxing MMA division since 2016, working as both an inspector and a boxing judge. He has always maintained all his required certifications to do those areas, and he has done them and demonstrated a lot of professionalism, dedication, reliability throughout his tenure. So with all that said, I think he's going to be a great fit. He's been with us for, I think, approximately it's going on a month, and he's picking up things quick. The nice thing is that he was out in the field, so he kind of knows what's going on. But with that said, I'll turn it over to him, and then I'll continue to give updates. Mr. Curcio, if you're on, can you please introduce yourself and tell the commission a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Thank you, commissioners. A little about myself, like Mr. Estrada said, I've been with the commission for 10 years, judging MMA, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and also inspecting. Before that, I've always said that I look at that job as judging as a privilege and not as a job. It's been a great experience, and now this opportunity opened up to work with the commission in this aspect, and I applied and got the position. Now I'm looking forward to it. I've been living in Arizona for 10 years now. Prior to that, I'm a retired NYPD sergeant, and just love to bring my experience in martial arts and safety and all other aspects to the commission right now. So thank you again.
Mr. Curcio, welcome. Thank you so much. And you are the perfect fit for this group, I think. The time you spent as inspector is critical. You've seen all kinds of interesting things in that role, and your time judging many hundreds of fights on your resume. You've got everything you need, I think, to be part of this team, and we're really blessed to have you. So welcome. Great things await.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
while I'm talking about Eric, we are blessed to have Juan Estrada on board and Norma Rivero. I'd put this team up against anybody. So we're in a great spot. We have great players on this team, and good things are to come soon. Soon, we got some big events coming up shortly. But anyway, Mr. Estrada.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So to continue the updates, Ms. Norma Rivero will resume her duties as multi-program specialist, but will continue to assist on boxing and MMA matters. So Ms. Rivero is not going anywhere. She's sticking with us, so to ensure that the boat keeps sailing and doesn't float, doesn't sink. Also, just want to provide a quick little update on our new licensing program that the agency has been working on. It's coming out nicely. We're trying to come up with a day where we can start launching it. This program is going to combine all the databases that we currently use for one thing. So hopefully we can consolidate everything, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the stakeholders as well. However, I wanted to make sure that those stakeholders online, remain patient, and we're working through things. There may be some things that we can continue giving during this transition period, which means DocuSign may start failing and we can't use it, so we may have to revert back to the paper form of the contracts and stuff like that. So, but we'll make sure we keep that up to date and notify everyone about that. Also, another thing is I want to make sure stakeholders are aware to ensure that they continue to use our info box at azgaming.gov for any inquiries. I can assure you that when you email that email, somebody from our boxing department will get a hold of that email and should be responding shortly. So please continue to use that email. Also, there was a notification sent out to all stakeholders, and I just, in summary, I'll go ahead and read something that based on what that notification stated, which says something like the Arizona Department of Mixed Martial Arts Commission reminds all licensees that participating in promoting and conducting an unsanctioned combat sports event without the required commission approval is unlawful and may result in criminal penalties, license suspension, denials, or revocation. Participation in an unsanctioned event may also require new medical examinations, delaying eligibility for future sanctioned competition. The commission encourages anyone with information about suspected illegal combat sports activity to report in confidentiality to the Arizona Department of Gaming through its boxing tip line, which is public affairs at azgaming.gov, or you can reach us at 602-255-3886. And then finally, just want to remind the chair and commissioners that to look out for a special commission meeting. There's other matters that I want to make sure that we push through and continue these events to continue to flow through and continue to assist the promotions the best we can on that area. But with that said, that's all the updates I have. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask.
None here, Mr. Estrada, but that's all good news. That's all good stuff. Thank you so much for being on top of all that. Let's press on. D2, our budget report with Andrew Hawks. Does Mr. Hawks have a report for us today?
Yes, sir. I'm here. This is Andrew Hawks with the Arizona Department of Gaming. Happy to give the budget report.
Please.
The money spent on the regulation of unarmed combat in the state comes from the unarmed combat sub-account. Many of you know this used to be housed underneath the racing fund. In the last legislative session, it was moved over under the event wagering fund. And that was a very positive thing for, I think, us as regulators and the industry, because it puts it under a much healthier fund. There should revenues from events and licensing not exceed our costs. We're able to have that subsidized by the event wagering fund now. Having said that, year to date, which is just the first month of the new fiscal year, the unarmed combat account did have approximately $24,000 in expenditures, and the cash balance as of the end of the month was just over $89,000. And based on a review of the events that are upcoming in the state, there are no concerns with the cash flow in the unarmed combat account. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Mr. Hawks. Anyone have questions? There being none, we'll press on. Mr. Hawks, thank you so much for your oversight. I can't thank you enough for your involvement in getting us realigned with event wagering. I think it's a much better spot, as you said. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
D3 is our legislative report with Jessica Rosa. Is Miss Rosa here with something to talk about?
Hello, Chair. I am here. However, I do not have an update for you at this time.
Well, great. Good to hear your voice. Hope all's well.
Yes,
It
everything's
is now. Yeah, and we've survived another legislative session, haven't we? So it's nice
Absolutely.
to have that on tap, I'm sure. Yeah, good for you. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's continue on. D4 is our event reports. The following events were conditionally approved by the executive director from June 23rd, 2026 to August 14th, 2026. The first, a request from Roland Soria for approval of an MMA event to be held at the Desert Diamond Casino at 1100 West Pima Mine Road in Suarita, Arizona on Saturday, September 19th, 2026. And the second being a request from Jail Boxing, LLC, for approval of a boxing event to be held at the Rawhide Event Center at 5244 South 48th Street in Chandler, Arizona on Friday, October 16th, 2026. So a couple more nice events to add to our ledger. Mr. Rivero, E is call to the public. Are there folks that like to talk to us?
Hello, Mr. Fletcher. Chris Tay is here. Just like to say a few words.
Please.
I just wanted to follow up again. I've been licensed with Arizona since 2022. I'm a boxing and MMA and bare knuckle judge. And I know some new people have rejoined the commission since the beginning of the year. So I just kind of wanted to just, briefly just put my name out there. I've judged 30 world title fights. I'm a member of the WBC, WBO, and NABF. I've judged over 700 MMA fights. So I'm judging at the world-class level. So just if you guys can, keep me in mind and, who would be a contact person I can follow up with, in the future.
The executive director is always a good spot. Juan Estrada is always a good spot. Norma Rivero is helpful as well. Folks, what do you think? Who should Chris be talking to?
Mr. Chairman, I would recommend he contacts the info box, and one of us should receive his notifications.
Okay. Does that make sense, Chris?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, please take that route. I'm so glad to have you around, and we'd love to get you involved. So please take that route, and we'll look for you.
Okay. Yeah, and then I did judge that Estrada Chocolatito fight about 3 years ago or 4 years ago at that Desert Diamond Casino. So not sure if you remember that, but so thank you very much.
I do remember. That's quite a night.
Yeah.
I think that's the one where the mayor of Rocky Point was in town for that one, and some other people. I think Dr. Feinstein probably remembers that fight too. That was a good night.
Great night.
Yes. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you chiming in, and look forward to getting you involved.
Okay. Appreciate that. Welcome. Or thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rivero, anyone else want to talk?
No, Mr. Chairman. Oh, wait, hold on. We do have one. Shannon.
Okay.
Ms. Shannon Nelson.
Yes, Ms. Nelson.
Chair Fletcher, good morning. Commissioner Feinstein. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear to stakeholders that Mr. Juan Estrada has been reinstated as the executive director by Director Jackie Johnson.
I appreciate that. I think we've alluded to it throughout the proceedings here, but I don't think we've said anything formal until you did. So thank you for chiming in. I appreciate that. And we are blessed to have Juan at the helm, and good things are afoot. But thank you. Thanks for chiming in. Mr. Vero,
Doesn't look like
anyone
there's
else?
anyone else, sir. No, sir.
Okay, let's go to F, which is the call to the commission. Commission members or the executive director may introduce a summary of current events, ask questions, and or make comments. Mr. Estrada, anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, Mr. Chairman, the end of the year is kind of looking pretty stacked with events. Looks like we got LFA reapplying here soon. So we'll be having them returning. Looks like there's inquiries from different boxing promotions that more than likely they're looking at Arizona to come and host their events, which it's a good thing to have people inquiring about, our Arizona and wanting to come here. So we do have that big event coming, UFC. So I mean, a lot of good things are happening. A lot of promoters are inquiring, which is a good problem to have. But other than that, the team continues to do a great job. Probably working them a little too hard, but we're getting things done, and slowly but surely we'll make sure we stabilize and make sure that stakeholders are getting the service that they deserve. And like I said, we're working hard to make sure that happens. But that's all I have.
Thanks so much, Juan, Norma, Eric, we appreciate you more than you know. It's going to be a busy fall, and that's the plan. If half of the rumors come true, we're going to be buried. So lots of good stuff brewing. We'll see what actually takes place, but great to have you back, Juan, and thank you so much. Eric, great to have you on board too. Commissioner Feinstein, any thoughts?
Just to quickly say how glad I am that Mr. Estrada is back in that seat, and look forward to working with him and all the events going forward.
Perfect. Thank you. I too have said my piece, I think. So let's press on. G is an announcement that the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be held virtually via Google Meet at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, September 16th, 2026, and is subject to change based on a quorum. Leading us to H, the possibility of adjournment. Do we have a motion for such?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. I'm going to second that motion. We now have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0. We are officially adjourned. Thank you all for your time. Take care now.
Thank you, everyone.